Hello, welcome to Carver County Library's virtual story time. My name is Jennifer, and I'm glad you're joining me today for Songs and Stories. Let's start with our welcome song. We'll say, "Come on in, it's story time, story time, story time. Come on in, it's story time, we're happy that you're here. Sit right down for story time, story time, story time. Sit right down for story time, we'll have a lot of fun. Settle in for story time, story time, story time. Settle in for story time, we're ready to begin." And we're ready to begin with our letter of the day. It is W. It sounds like wah, wah. Can you have your fingers up like there's three of them? That looks like our letter W also. And we'll be ready to wiggle our fingers and trace our letter. I like tracing the letter W. It's so fun. It reminds me like we're on top of a big hill with a sled and we're ready to slide down. Are your fingers warmed up and ready to go? All right, we'll start here and we'll go whee. You gotta climb back up that hill. Go whee and climb back up. Ready? Let's do that again. Are you ready to sled down the letter W? Whee! Climb back up. Whee! Climb back up. And you know what? All of our stories and songs today start with the letter W. Can you think of anything that starts with that sound, like wah, wah? Did we wiggle our fingers? Does the word sound like that? How about we welcomed each other and did we wave? Yeah. Well, some other words that have that sound are winter and water and wind. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. And we'll listen in our songs and stories to hear more words that start with our W, with the wah, wah sound. And our first story today is about the wind and the sun. And I'll need your help to tell the story. Can you be the wind? Can you be whoosh, whoosh, whoosh? Well, that's a good, nice, gentle wind. What if it gets a little stronger? Can you be a little stronger wind? Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. How about as strong as you can be? Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Oh, you're good. You're ready to be the wind. How about the sun? Can you come out and be the sun? Good job. Well, our story today is based on Aesop's fables about the wind and the sun. I know you're ready to help me out. So here we go. One day, the wind was blowing. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. And the wind thought he was the strongest of everything and was blowing whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. And the leaves were rattling around and the tree branches were blowing. Hats were flying off. And the wind whoosh and boom, bumped into the sun. And the wind said, "Get out of my way." And the sun said, "There's plenty of room for both of us." And the wind said, "I'm the strongest here." And the sun said, "I am strong too." And the wind just laughed. You're so gentle. I am the strongest." And the sun saw someone walking down the road wearing a coat and said, "I'll challenge you, wind. Whichever one of us can make that person take off their coat is the strongest." And the wind said, "No problem. I'll blow that off in a minute. Get out of my way, sun." So the sun went and hid behind a cloud. And the wind looked at that traveler and started blowing. Ready? And the coat flapped, but the person just hugged it tighter because they were cold. Brr. Well, the wind said, "I'll have to blow harder." And the wind went, and the tree branches were blowing, and the hair was flying on the person, but the coat stayed on because the person hugged it tighter and tighter. Oh, brr, it's cold out here. And the wind said, "I'll have to try again," and blew as strong as he could. Well, the wind blew so strong, the person could barely walk forward and was hunched over and shivering. But the coat stayed on. Well, the wind said, you can give it a try, but if I can't do it, you surely can't, because I'm the strongest. Well, the sun came out from behind a cloud and started to shine on the traveler. That feels so good. And the traveler started walking again. And the sun shone some more. And the traveler unzipped the coat. And the sun shone some more. And the traveler started to sweat and get hot and took off their coat and went and sat under a tree in the shade. And the wind said, "How did you do that?" And the sun said, "Kindness is very strong and can make many changes." And so that's how the sun persuaded the traveler to take off their coat. And you might go walking outside too. And we have a rhyme now about walking outside, just like that traveler did. If you're sitting, you can pat your knees, you can stand up and march in place, or if you have room, you can walk around as we walk in our rhyme here. And did you notice our word walk has our W, sound? All right, get ready to go walking. I took a walk outside today. I felt the wind along the way. Hey, let's go play. All right, we're gonna play outside in a gentle wind. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Oh, we wanna fly a kite. Do you think this wind is strong enough to fly a kite? We might need some stronger wind. All right, whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Oh, we were able to fly our kite. Now what if the wind gets stronger? Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Brr, it's getting cold. Let's go back inside. Ready? I took a walk outside today. I felt the sun along the way. Hey, you want to go play? Oh, this sun feels so good outside. Do you want to run around and maybe we can play some tag? Whew, it's getting hot. We may have to sit in the shade and rest. Ready to go for another walk? I took a walk outside today. I felt the rain along the way. Oh, hey, you want to go play? What do we need before we go outside and play in the rain? Do you need a rain jacket? Maybe some boots? An umbrella? All right, are you ready to go splash in the rain puddles? Splash, splash, splash. We're gonna go on another walk. I took a walk outside today. I felt the snow along the way. Hey, you wanna go play? What do we need before we go outside in the snow? Do you have your coat? Zip it up. Your hat? Mittens? Your boots? All right, let's get your sled. We'll go to the top of a big hill. Are you ready? We'll go whee! Climb back up. Whee! Climb back up. Did you have fun sledding outside today? Well, we went on a pretend walk out in the wind and the sun and the rain and the snow. And when you go outside walking, look around. What do you see? Ask questions. You say, do you know what that is? Can you count how many those are? Do you know what color that is? When you ask these questions and talk, it helps develop vocabulary, comprehension, and curiosity. And you know what? When you develop that curiosity and you're asking questions, you can go to your library to find books. Do you want to know more about weather after your walks outside? You can find books about that. You can find books about rain. You can even go to our website and find information at our resources like Pebble Go and find out about people and animals. So that's a way that you can develop your curiosity, your vocabulary, and comprehension, and have a great time being outside. Well, you know what? You've done a great job listening to some stories and rhymes. Let's stand up. You can stand up at home. And let's get some wiggles out with a hokey pokey. Do you have some room for your hands? You put your hands in, you put your hands out, you put your hands in, and you shake them all about. You do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. Get your feet ready to put in. You put your feet in, you put your feet out, you put your feet in, and you shake them all about. You do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. Can you pat your head? We're going to put our head in next. You put your head in, you put your head out, you put your head in, and you shake it all about. You do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. Now we're going to go from our head to our feet and put our whole body in. You put your body in, you put your body out, you put your body in, and you shake it all about. You do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. Good job. Well, let's have a seat. You know, I know a rhyme about someone else who was out in the wind and the sun and the rain. Do you know this one about the itsy bitsy spider? Could you do that one with me? The itsy bitsy spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. And the itsy bitsy spider went up the spout again. Good job. Are you ready for our next story? Now I said our stories and songs have the letter W in them. This one is about a wolf and 3 little pigs. Once upon a time, there was a mama pig and her 3 little pigs. And when they were all little, they fit in the house. But as they got older, they all grew bigger and bigger, and the house was still the same tiny house. Well, Mama Pig said, "You are all grown up now. It's time for you to go out in the world and make your own house." So the first little pig went out and found some straw and built a house of straw. Oh, that's a great little house. And he had just gone inside when a big, bad wolf came along and said, little pig, let me come in." "Would you let this wolf in your house?" And Little Pig said, "No, not by the hair of my chinny chin chin." And the wolf said, "I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow the house in." And he blew the house away. And the little pig ran to find his sisters and brothers. So his sister had found some sticks and was building a house of sticks. She had just finished building the house and going inside when her little brother came running up and said, let me come in. And she said, "Come in." And they closed the door. And he said, "Oh my goodness, the big bad wolf came and blew my house down." And she said, "Well, we are safe here and you can stay with me. There's plenty of room." They were just having some lunch when the big bad wolf came and said, little pigs, let me come in." And they said, "No, not by the hair of our chinny chin chin." He says, "I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down." And he huffed and he puffed and he blew. Oh, the sticks were a little bit harder than straw, so he had to try again. And he huffed and he puffed and he blew the house away. And the little pigs ran away to find their older brother. Well, their older brother had found some bricks and was building a big house out of bricks. It was a lot of hard work, and he had just finished and went inside when his little brothers and sisters came running over and said, let us come in, let us come in. He says, hurry inside. And they closed the door. And they said, oh, this big bad wolf came and blew my house of straw down. And I ran to our sister's house. And then the wolf came and blew her house of sticks down. And the brother said, it's okay. There's plenty of room. It's a big house. We can all stay here. And just then, the big bad wolf came and said, little pigs, let me come in. And they said, no, not by the hair of our chinny chin chin. He says, then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in. So he huffed and he puffed and he blew. Nothing happened. Oh, this must be like sticks. I need to blow harder. He says he huffed and he puffed and he blew harder. Nothing happened. Oh, this is a very strong house. I'll need to huff and puff as hard as I can. And he huffed and he puffed and he blew. And he couldn't blow the house of bricks down. And the wolf sat in the front yard and was very sad. He says, I just wanted some friends to play with, and no one will come outside and play with me. Well, the pigs opened the door and said, well, of course we're not going to play with you. You're huffing and puffing and blowing our house down. That's not the way you make friends. You're being a bully. And he says, well, I don't know how to make friends, and no one will play with me. And the pig says, why don't you say, please, will you come out and be my friend and we can play? So the wolf said, please, will you come out? I'd like to be your friends and play with you. And the pigs had an idea. They came outside with their kite. And they had wanted to fly their kite, but there was no wind. And they said, Wolf, will you help us play with our kite today? He says, oh, I'd like that. So the wolf huffed and puffed and blew the kite high in the air. And he learned how to make some new friends, and they all played together. Well, that's our stories today about the wind and the sun and the three little pigs and the wolf. And we learned that kindness is strong and can change many things. And we also learned that our letter is W, wah, wah. And we can hear that in a lot of places. And we'll do our goodbye song now. And we'll say, now it's time to say goodbye, say goodbye, say goodbye. Now it's time to say goodbye. I'll see you all next time. Thanks for joining me today.